Talk to the partners who are listening to this right now, and they're saying, I agree with you, seek to understand before being understood. But that's tough to do in real time. And so, Jay, you got any practical advice for partners who are right now in the middle of that kind of season? What would you say to them?
I think that one of the biggest threats, if not the biggest threat to unity, is idolatry. It's elevating something above the clear-cut main things. And this can happen inside the church, it can happen outside the church. And so I think that one of the biggest things has to be, God, I need you to root out worldviews, thoughts, systems, beliefs, personal experiences that all are tied to who we are as people.
A lot of times in the conflict and in the tension, I think a lot of people are just trying to get their point across. Like they're wanting to be heard, they're wanting to be validated. And so I think that whenever both sides are doing that, you don't really stop to be like, okay, I'm gonna listen and try to understand where that person's coming from. I think it's just conflict resolution, right?
I think it was really beautiful in the passage that we're reading, and it talked about how Jesus is praying for the disciples, and he says, strengthen them, and he says to release them into the world and bring them together. And I think it's such a beautiful picture of just the church in general of hey, these are believers, these are Christians, and I want to protect them, and I love them. Let's strengthen them. Let's bring them out into the world. And I was reminded, just looking back, of if the disciples did not do what they were called to do, what would that look like today?